Yo. This is Mr. Boyle, and this is Check Your Understanding 1.3. In your student notes, this will be numbers 4 through 7. And here's the scenario: we've got the 8 offensive linemen for the 2011 Dallas Cowboys professional NFL football team, and these are their weights. So it goes 310, 307, 345, 324, 305, 301, 290, and 307. So a group of quantitative data. So one of the things that we're asked to do here is we're going to find the 5-number summary for these data by hand, show you work. We're also going to show you by using the calculator how to do this. But just to kind of let you know what the answers are. So the first thing you always have to do with data is put them in order. So we went 290 up to 345. Now, a reminder of the 5-number summary. 290 is your minimum value and 345 is your maximum value. 307 is the median. That is spot in the middle of this group right here. So this is why 307 is here. The 317 comes from the fact from the median over, it's the middle. So if we were to go from here over, that would be between 310 and 324. You have to add those two together and divide by 2, and that's where the 317 comes from. You would do the same thing going the other direction. So here's the median. So that means I'm going to deal with these 4 numbers. So the quartile 1 or Q1 is going to be between 301 and 305. Midway between that is 303. We can do all of this on the calculator as well. Interquartile range, if you remember, IQR is Q3 minus Q1. So in this scenario, that is 317 minus 303. That is 14. And in this context, that's pounds. So the IQR is 14 pounds, or the range of the middle half of the data. There's 50% of the data between Q3 and Q1 is 14 pounds. Number 6 talks about determining whether there are any outliers. So we talked about visually, you can see and say those are possibly outliers. IQR, the rule is 1.5 times the IQR that's subtracted from Q1 and added to Q3. So you'll notice here that they take 303, that's Q1 right here, and we're going to take away 1.5 of the IQR, which we just found out was 14, which is 282, which if you look at the data, 290 is the lowest number we have. So right now we do not have an outlier on the small side because there's nothing smaller than 282. So we have to check the other end. So we take 317 plus 1.5 of 14, and then we find out we get 338. Here's the issue. 338 is as far as we can go before we get outside of what we really consider to be fits the data. And this 345 right here, that is too big. That's farther than 338, and that's why 345 is considered an outlier in this situation. The last thing we'll talk about is box plots. And again, you can do these by hand, but you can also do them using our calculator, which we'll get into. First thing, farthest point here, this is your minimum. This dot right here is a maximum. It's a dot because it's an outlier. So the whisker, as it's called, cannot reach all the way to this point because this is an actual outlier. That is not something that you can use to connect, since the 290 on this was, or 288, I believe, was still above the number. Sorry, it is 290, was fine, and we connect the whisker to it. This first line of the box is Q1, so that is at 303. 307 is your median. That is the middle line of our box, so that's right there. And then this is 317, which is Q3. So this is your 5-num sum. One of the things that I would suggest is actually writing the numbers. So even putting min and then putting 290, Q1, 303, Q2, or median, and then putting 307, and Q3 at 317, and then max at 345. Hey, this is Mr. Boyle, and I'm out.